Hi, I'm Lisa Leiter. In Chicago Business Today, the Political Week in Review. Each week, I'll sit down with our political columnist, Greg Hines, to talk about the race to succeed Richard Daley as mayor. We began this week by talking about U.S. Representative Danny Davis winning the coveted top spot on the mayoral ballot when his name was pulled first from a lottery on Wednesday.
In a field of 20-something candidates pending petition challenges, yeah, it helps to be an advantage in the first kind of the ballot. Maybe only a percent or two, but any little edge in a close race, who knows?
Not all the candidates who have filed for mayor may actually end up on that February 22nd ballot, right? We have some petition signatures being challenged. The Board of Elections is going to be considering those objections next week. What do you make of all that? What's likely to happen?
Everybody's going after everybody. The one who's particularly in the sights is Rahm Emanuel on a different question, residency. But I think it's quite probable that of the 20-something people against whom challenges have been filed, at least a few are going to go.
Okay. Gary Chico and Rahm Emanuel this week unveiled their ethics proposals. What's the major differences between them?
It's kind of always interesting when politicians propose ethics proposals is how it would apply to them. In Mr. Chico's case, he's supporting, as is Rahm, something that says if you work for the city or been appointed to a high board position, you can't go lobby. Well, gosh, Gary Chico was a big-time lobbyist for a number of years, big zoning lawyer. Mr. Emanuel says he's not going to take money from lobbyists, but he doesn't say anything about taking money from companies and folks who want something from city government. And he's got all kinds of big business leaders on his campaign team now, and there's all kinds of things they want from city government. So it's always interesting to look at not just at the fine print of the proposal, but how it applies to the guys making the proposal.
Sure, absolutely. In next week's print edition of Crain's, you profile the Reverend James Meeks, who some say could be Rahm Emanuel's toughest challenger. Why?
He's trying to do something different. He's trying to put together a center-right coalition, whereas Harold Washington, the last black mayor in Chicago, was center-left. He's got some business backing. There's some guys who like him. He's been called the only Republican in the race because of he's a Baptist preacher. His social views similar to that. The question, though, is whether he can use that enough to expand his base, which is really fairly narrow now. It's a portion of the black community on the far south side, and it's difficult to do that with a lot of other big black heavy hitters on the race, and that's just kind of natural political pace.
Exactly, and I mean there obviously is a fear that that vote will be split and that could really hurt him, right?
There is. He's also a newbie candidate, and newbie candidates tend to stumble sometimes. On the other hand, he's got a church that claims 25,000 odd members. You get some of those folks out, they make good precinct captains. If he can get some money to go with it and some breaks go his way, he may be worth watching.
Does he have a good backing from the business community here?
He claims that he's lined up commitments for about $1 million in campaign cash. I'd like to see that commitment translate into actual cash, but it's a good start. Whenever a candidate for mayor of Chicago has the public endorsement of the former Republican chairman of Illinois,
Andy McKenna
Jr., something interesting is going on, and that is the case with him.
Okay. Well, Greg, we look forward to hearing more about this. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
And that's this edition of Chicago Business Today. Be sure to check out Greg's blog at chicagobusiness.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.